Hey guys, I thought I'd take you along for the ride on my late spring, early summer garlic harvest. Right now what you just saw me pull up was a round, and a round is basically a cloveless garlic, and this is what happens if that particular garlic didn't go through a cold enough winter. Garlic really has to have a cold winter in order to form cloves. So if you plant in early spring or mid-spring, you may end up harvesting garlic later in the year that is cloveless. That's why a lot of people like to plant them in the fall. I plant mine pretty much right after I harvest it in early to mid-summer. I plant it right away, and that tends to give me a lot of extra cloves on my garlic. On this one here, you can see I've got some extra corms on the bottom, and you can replant those and you'll get more garlic plants in a year or two. And those are not called bulbils, they're actually called corms. Well, that's what most people call them, is corms, because they are storage, extra storage for the garlic. Bulbils are actually the little sort of like seeds or cloves that you get from the actual flower of the garlic if you leave it on. So those seeds in the flower of the garlic will swell up and turn into bulbils. And you can also plant those, and they will also be a clone of your garlic plant. Here's another round. Some of these garlics I planted in early spring, and some of them I pulled up from another area of my garden where I had planted them directly into the ground in October of 2017. So this is kind of an early harvest for these, but you can see the leaves are starting to turn brown at the bottom, so I thought I would pull some up because I was a little bit impatient. If I pull up any rounds, I usually just replant them in the ground, and by next year, once they go through a cold winter, I'll have a nice big garlic, or a nice big garlic bulb. So a bulb would be any garlic that has cloves, and a round, again, is just one huge bulb without any cloves, and that's because, again, it didn't go through a cold enough winter to form cloves. So this variety that I'm growing, this one has some pretty nice cloves forming and some more corms. This variety that I grew, I'm not sure what it's called. It's an heirloom variety that I got from my father-in-law that he's been growing for over 10 years. He gave me several cloves and I planted them, and I've been growing them. So it is a hardneck variety, and believe it or not, it's kind of a myth that hardneck varieties don't do well in the Texas heat. They actually do extremely well in the heat. I don't know why people say that. A lot of people say that they don't do well in high heat states, but they do extremely well for me, and I really prefer the flavor of hardneck garlic to softneck garlic. So that's why I grow them. And I'm planning on doing a video on how you could braid hardneck garlic, and it's really, really easy and fun. I did it last year. I've showed some pictures on Instagram. So I'm putting this garlic into paper bags to dry out the rest of the way. I like putting them in paper bags because they could still breathe and it keeps them from getting messy, and I usually just stick them in the barn for a few weeks before I plant them again. You can divide these and plant them again right away, but I like to let them dry out just a little bit just in case I want to eat some of them. But for the most part this year, I'm actually replanting all of my garlic, and my father-in-law just gave me hundreds and hundreds of garlic cloves from his garden again to plant in my garden so I could get a huge crop next year, because we go through a whole bulb of garlic about once a week at least. So here are just some pictures of the garlic that my father-in-law gave me that we broke apart into cloves, and we ended up planting these in early August. And again, I like to plant them really early. And this just kind of helps them to grow really big and have a lot of extra cloves. I just had a lot of success doing it this way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can get notifications when I upload new videos. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.